Hello everybody, welcome to the show. I'm SM SithLord. This is the weekly build stream happening right here on the Somnium streaming channels. Thank you for joining me. We're going to be continuing the build that we began last Friday on the stream. We're going to be completing the build. So the build actually started the stream before that. This is going to be a 3-room thing. This is the room that we built last session. This door leads to the spawn area, which is already made, but the other side is going to lead to like a stage and a big screen on the wall, a concert area. That has not been made yet. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be creating what's on the other side of that door. I'm going to be 3D modeling it in 3ds Max here. Baking the lighting in 3ds Max using the Arnold renderer that comes with this application. And then I'm going to be baking out a GLB. And with that GLB, I'll be adding it to a Somnium Space web world inside of the web worlds SDK, which is in the Play Canvas engine. So I'll just be dragging and dropping the GLB that I create into that editor, positioning it in the world there, and I'll be testing it and hopefully getting through the entire creation of this room and baking it out and testing it by the end of the day, most of it on stream right now in this 2-hour session. And that will be the completion of this map, of this environment. So after that, I will have a little bit more stuff to do to actually connect one room to the other. Maybe I'll do teleports, maybe I'll do an actual door, maybe both. But that will come later. Right now, I'm going to take what worked in this room and what worked in the previous room, which I don't have screenshots of, but what worked were these curves. These curves, and you can see it in the preview here too in the modeling software, that the curves really have the light shining off of it nice as if I could keep the camera out of the pillar. As the camera moves around, the curves kind of just show the highlights really well. Much better than the flat surfaces on the ground. So I did want to come over here back to this room and bore little holes into the ground to make it look real nice. Maybe I'll come back and do that during that final polishing up day that I mentioned when I'm actually going to connect the rooms. But for now, I'm going to push right on through this room into this area here. And I don't really know what this area is going to look like. So I'm going to be plotting it out in my head while I start building it here. Lots of curves. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's do a helix. Okay, so I actually need to set up the different project for the 3rd room so I don't mess up the 2nd room. So I'll just say save as 3rd room, and then this. I don't need any of these lights, but I do want one of each kind. Let's see here, that one. Copy those over to my new room, which I'll be building over here. And then mostly everything else I'm going to delete right now because I won't be using it in this 3rd room, except the doors. Detach those. Cable detached. Then I can clone, or I could just move away this door and the light that goes with it, and it's time to remove all of the stuff over here. I'll keep most of it for now though. for scale as I start this next room, and then I'll delete it in a moment after I get this next room started. I have no concept images, not AI generated or otherwise, for this room here. So I'm going to be doing it all from my head. And I need the curves to accentuate the lighting, which is going to be really nice baked lighting, just like in this room. So how about a helix? Let's do a helix structure, and then we'll figure out how that fits into the stage. So we're going to have helixes. Are we going to have a flat ground? I'm talking through the process in my mind about how this is going to look. Let me check into the chats. I will be checking the chats now and then. Try to keep up. I think we're good. Helix structure. Let's also use Boolean operations to cut holes in some objects. Okay, helix. What's the floor looking like? What's the floor gonna look like? The floor has to look impressive. The floor shouldn't be flat. The floor doesn't need to be flat. The floor can have ramps going up and down. So let's count on it. Okay. Now the material that I'll be assigning to everything is going to be, let's make a new material. White 3 for room number 3. I have any other specific settings here. 0.511, 0.511, and the black for the last color. This looks identical, so this will be the material that will eventually bake into that prettiness, but that will be during the lighting step, which I will be reaching sooner rather than later. Everything's going down. This whole room should be done before the end of the stream, and I'll be ending the stream with the bake, because the bake does take an hour or two of letting it bake, just like a good cake. Okay, now let's make this a little bit bigger, and I'm just thinking, how are all these ramps gonna work out for me? We shall see, but let's start with the helix structures. Yeah, because that will be the most impressive thing. I'm just thinking there's so many ways to do this. I could do a helix and then do a bend, and those are always nice looking. Yeah, and I could do a helix with a shape. Okay, so let's do something that will look hopefully pretty cool in a light bake. This is going to have lots of height segments because I'm going to make it an arch, and it's going to be rotating, so it needs some one segment there should be enough there, hopefully, maybe none, but over here it's going to need some segments for this twist, and this would actually help with the twist too if I get it on there. Okay, so with this thing here, I'm going to apply a Bend, then a twist, or a twist, then a bend? Let's do a twist, then a bend. Maybe I don't want a bend. That looks pretty cool right there. Yeah, okay, maybe I'll roll with that. We'll have some pillars that look like that. Go with what works. Here's what's going to work over here. I do wish that those bowed out instead of in. Make them flat. That might be better than bowing in. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's apply an edit poly here. Bevel the level out some, like so. And then bevel it some more. No, we can do better than that. Don't need that. But this, I want to go downward. Outline. Where is outline when you need it? I don't even see outline. Okay, it must be called something else because I am not a spline. Maybe I'm gonna have to bevel this. Okay, let's bevel it. I can do that. And then do a little bit of repair here. Cool. Exactly like I wanted. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to make this a little bit higher than where it's going to rest on the ground. That way I don't have to bore a hole into the ground. I'm trying to avoid having to bore a hole into the ground. And with this, I'm creating like a light that's going to shine up on this thing. Hopefully it looks cool. And I can put one up here that's going to shine down. And I'll do that right now too. Okay, we're gonna detach those as a clone. Right. Now this thing doesn't want these. And then we could attach this to that. And we could clone our or we can merge our vertices. Weld them, I mean. There we go. Oh, smoothing groups. Forgot about smoothing groups. Hey, okay, now let's start seeing how the lighting is going to look, and I'm going to build this room, which is going to be a stage and a bunch of places to stand. That's the purpose of this room. I'm going to build it based around the lighting and what looks good with the lighting. So these are going to be a light source. Let's see how they're going to turn out. Let's take this plain light and we'll move over here. This is a quad light. Okay, how's that gonna look? Let's find out. So it's time to delete this old room. I'll just hide it. And see how this looks when I turn on active shade. Hey, that doesn't look bad. It needs some improvements, but that's looking decent. We're going to turn that up. We are going to blast that pillar with white right here. How do we turn this up? Intensity has to be it. What's spread do? I don't know. Whoa. Yeah, we'll leave it at 1. Color. It's pink. Pink and blue? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The intensity, let's take it up to 3. No, that's not good. I want to make it project further. Is that even a physical thing I can do? It might not be. Ooh, that's pretty good. Brown does not look pretty cool. But the light is not hitting enough. So let's see what I can do about that. That's more like what I want. Maybe not. Is this intensity still at 3? Okay, what if I had that down there, then I had another similar one up here, shining down. I don't think it's properly showing my color selection here, which is frustrating. Okay, let's save third room, reset, and reopen it. Hopefully that fixes my lighting. Yep. Okay. This should be blue. It didn't update its color, man. There we go. That is a major light source, but that's perhaps okay. Because it looks cool. So if I have a few of those on this part, then what? Okay, I can dig it. Let's get the lighting perfect. So I'll turn that off and I'll clone this light down here, which is the one that I liked, I believe. Rotate it 180. Okay, let's do a couple more of these. It doesn't matter how many lights I have, that's only going to increase my local render time. Because I'm baking everything, it's not going to increase the runtime stuff. So I can get nuts with the lighting. What I can't get too crazy with is the surface area. That's what I got to be careful with, because the light bake won't turn out well if I have way too much surface area. Okay, we can get some really fancy walls on here, and this will be the hangout area and then the stage up there. So not a huge area, because we want to be careful with the surface area, but something that looks awesome. And there'll be a ceiling. And I'm going to do the walls first. I'm thinking something with diamond shapes that are also light sources. I want the walls to also be light sources. Let me think about this. What shape could I do that makes the walls look awesome? I could make them wavy. That might be cool. Okay, change of plans, not diamonds. Let's try some wavy walls. Wavy walls. Let me think here. How are we doing on time? Only 30 minutes into it. Wonderful. Maybe diamonds would be cooler. No, the curves looked better. The curves look better. So if the curves look better, for the walls, maybe I'll do a Boolean of spheres sticking out of the wall. Yeah, because the polygon count's not going to be that bad. Devices can handle a lot of polygons these days, especially if they're able to, if it's baked. Then, so let's try it. Let's try it. Do I want round walls? Oh yeah, round, because round looks good. Round walls with spheres. Okay. I'm visualizing some more here. So we got this, and then we got round walls with spheres, and then over here. Okay, yeah, let's just keep rolling with it. This is going to be a significant room. Hopefully I get to the baking process by the end of the stream, but maybe it'll be bigger than that. We'll see. The actual room that we're going to be standing in is what I'm going to make the shape of right now, and that's going to be based on a circle, kinda. It's going to be more like an ellipse. Okay, and then we're going to squash this thing. This. Yep. Alright, and then I'm going to center it here. That all looks good then. Is it going to be a flat room, or is it going to be a room that kind of ripples in and out? I think it's going to be flat. Okay, it's going to be a perfect cylinder going out there, huh? Really? Yeah, really. And I'm not going to have to Boolean subtract. Oh, wow. This might work out real well. Okay. This is going to be extruded. Like so. And then I'll flip the normals on all of these. So we're on the inside now. Okay. But now that we're on the inside, just realized that my pillars don't have the white texture assigned to them. Maybe they'll look different than they did before when they had the white texture assigned. Maybe I'll want to make blue texture, and I can. I don't have to make everything the same solid color. I do want to make it solid colors for baking purposes, but they don't have to be the same solid color. So let's see how this looks. Wow. That's some bright stuff. Probably too bright. Then if I assigned the pillars the material, it would be even brighter, won't it? That doesn't look good. I need these pillars to be blue. Okay, I can do that. Do I want the stands on them to be blue also? Probably not. Because check out the difference between the blue pillar and the other pillar. The stands on them, they can be blue. Okay. Let's make that material here. In the end, this won't be its own material. It will be the same material as the rest of the bake. Okay, blue 3. Select that thing and apply. It's not quite the blue that I had in mind. How's that going to look for me? Okay, but these lights are way too intense. Let's get the blue material on these things, and then I'm going to have to play with the lighting some more. I don't know, maybe the lighting won't be that bad, but I'm gonna have to render a preview to find out. I will have to reduce the noise. I am expecting to see some noise in the render, the preview render. Okay, yeah, that is too bright. It's not going to be able to show my details if everything's washed out. So, let's select these 8 lights. Oops. Oh, I can't edit them together. That's so unfortunate. So this guy, let's make him smaller. Smaller like that. How does that look? Okay, that's okay. We'll roll with it. Let's do that same with these rest of these lights. 7.2. 7.2. Okay, now I'll have other light sources in this room. These light sources aren't overwhelming. I might be able to switch these pillars to be the blue pillars, but I won't. I am a little bit not happy with the twisty things, but they're okay. Let's move on and get some more of the details in here, as it will start to come together as soon as I add in some semi-spheres. So I mentioned earlier under my breath that I didn't have to Boolean. I don't have to Boolean because I could do this. I could make a semi-sphere or a hemisphere like that. I could take it down to like 12 probably, 16. But I don't like that. I want the other way, like this. Okay. And we'll take it to 24, 18. Yeah. Okay, now I'll make my own hemisphere. Oh, I can just do slice. This is built in also, cool. There we go. No, that's not it. That's not the same, is it? Okay. Yeah, I'll make my own hemisphere. Okay, now with that, I don't have to Boolean, and that's going to keep my polygon count down. I'll be able to bake it fine though, because Arnold renderer that I'm using has that power. So I could do a bunch of things like this. Then I'll add light sources. Now, do I want blue bubbles? I might. I should just go with the theme of blue and white. Even though, I don't know, maybe these will look better white. Yeah, the pillars actually might look better white also. It's a nice look, and then you do the color with the lighting instead. I think we're gonna go with that. Some people think that it's boring, but I think that it's a clean look. But these colors, they can do some vibrancy. There we go. And then I can add not white lights, or not colored lights later. I had this thing with soft edge. I might take that all the way down to 0. Let's see how that impacts this again. Oh wow, that makes it darker. This makes it brighter. Interesting. Let's go with that version. Yeah. What is that? 0 soft edge? Okay, let's do that to all these other lights then. Now that doesn't look so hot. No, it looks too bright, doesn't it? Dang. You know what? Maybe it was the colors that I had on it. Let's try this again. Let's not give up so easily. Oh wait, I set the colors on it, but it might have, maybe it didn't update them. Okay, so here, I'm going to save this and reset and reload because this the Arnold renderer there doesn't seem to update its lighting colors reliably. So how does this really look? It really looks like that. That's not bad. Okay. What are my settings here? Oh, I'm confused. Roundness 1, soft edge 0. Roundness 1, soft edge 0. Let's do that for everywhere. Roundness 1, soft edge 0. We'll roll with that. And for the colors, I wonder if I set all the colors the same. I did not. I just saw that. Okay, 205 for the saturation. I need that on all of these. Even that one? Where's not that one? This one. 205. Wish I could group edit these. I need to install the new Max. The new 3ds Max is supposed to have a bunch of updates to this render. Okay, now I'm nice and still dark still. I got a lot of room for adding more light sources, and it will lighten up naturally when I do that. Cool. And I am going to be, well, let's see how the blue pillars look. I don't know. Do I want to give up on the blue pillars yet? They look pretty nice. I won't remove them yet, but I'll keep them white over here as I make more of these semi-spheres. This is the kind of thing that geometry nodes would be able to automate, like randomly disperse. I could probably do that in 3ds Max because it's so simple. I would have to make a point array probably, but randomly disperse this object along this surface. Computers are great at that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's cut this. Let's cut this with a slice plane. Yeah, time to merge all this down. And then we will cut this surface. You know what? A slice plane is overkill, Master. We'll just delete this and rebuild that polygon. We'll delete this, we'll cut, and then we'll rebuild. So, cut here. Going from there to there. And then, oh, that didn't even work. I should do a slice plane then. Sure. All right, and now, oops, stuck my wrecked everything, but there we go. Let's redo my slice. Now I can draw that polygon back in. Actually, we don't even need that polygon. What am I thinking? That polygon shouldn't be there. All right, and now then we want to cover up this seam with a cylinder that will eventually be squashed down. Okay, so we'll delete all of the polygons underneath, and I only need to keep the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 4 if I move this down. Let's do more. We only need those 4 or 1, 2, 3, those 4 edges there. I don't need all these cap segments, and I am ready to start digging this thing out. I'll just select everything, and then I'll select all of the polygons, and then I'll deselect the polygons that I don't want to delete. Here. There we go. And I'll assign the white material to it. Now that's plugged. I'm still going to need to plug this with the other seam, but we're getting there. So this seam right here still has a bunch of junk that I need to fix, but everything else is looking good. Now this thing, it can be a editable poly. Well, I should wait to see if I'm going to do anything with that yet. So I'll leave that as is for now. The smoothing groups on this thing are all wrecked. Hopefully an auto smooth can take care of that. It can. Okay. Looking good. These steps are going to be booleaned for sure, so I'll go ahead and do that now. There, that minimizes the wastefulness of the surface area. There is still some wasted surface area right there, but there's trade-offs of how tight you want your surface area to be versus development time of not being able to use geometry stuck into each other. Like all of these semi-spheres, they're just stuck into there. Instead of, it would be quick to boolean those out, but it would increase the poly count. So let's see how this is looking with the lights, because that's what matters. That's where the light bake's going to come from. Okay, I like the right-hand side more than the left-hand side. So I'm switching the pillars on the left to be white, just like the pillars on the right. Hello, Void Will. Void Will. Welcome to the stream. Okay, it's looking good white. Let's get some more spheres in here, and then my this is partly viewing area. The actual stage is going to be in this next little room, though. So these things, I want to be a spiral pattern going around the cylinder. So to do that, let's clone these like this, but let's move them back like that. Okay, now we just want to continue this thing across here. Oh yeah, I forgot that I need to do this. These things. There we go. Getting a little bit obsessed with putting these little spheres everywhere. I probably should have picked a design that would have been more quickly achievable for me. I don't know how to procedurally place all these objects along this curve. I could. I kind of know, but I don't want to learn how to use 3ds Max live on the build stream here. So I'm kind of brute forcing this. There are better ways, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. I mean, I even know what menu it is. There's an arrange menu over here. Here, array. And these things over here. They're really good for what I'm trying to do here. They automate it. Not completely, but much of it. So maybe off stream I'll get good with those tools, and next time I can show how to automatically place all these little... They kind of look like boils, but hopefully after the lighting hits them, we're not going to look like a frog in here, to put it lightly. Okay, how's that looking? Not bad. So I'll finish putting all those spheres along the rest of the little hallway here, and then I'll be able to start getting the structure of what's on the other side right there, the stage area. So let's try to be expeditious with how we're putting the rest of these objects in there. So far, so good. One more spiral should do it. Mostly. There it is. Okay. That did go faster afterwards. Now this thing, this is the finalized version of this pillar, so I just need to clone this to where those other pillars are. Now this should look real good. And I do have room to add some more lighting in here because I actually want to add a glowing light that goes all the way from spawn through everything straight up to the stage. And the stage is going to be right there in front of us. And it's time to start thinking of the stage. Yeah, I don't know if I'll get all the way to the bake on stream today, but I've gone through the process of what it's like to merge things together and get them ready to bake several times before. So that might happen off stream so that I can get this thing completed next week. Next week. It's Friday, right? Happy Friday, everybody. Okay. So then there's this room with the stage on it. And we need to play into what worked in the other room. And that was lots and lots of shadows and curves. Shadows and curves, especially these things looked good. Okay. Let's make an extended object. Let's make a chamfer box. We'll make it from the top view, and we'll make it big enough to do this. Okay. Alright, and now we need to convert this to an editable poly. Flip everything, center it up in the X direction, and cut a hole because this is going to be the same area as the thing behind it. So these things can be cut right there. Let's do a slice plane. Right in there, and also right in here. This thing is going to require a couple cuts, isn't it? Yes. There we go. Perfect. No, I still have to do these things right here and there and there. Now we should be all sealed in, airtight. Perfect. Gold. Ooh, what's that? Not quite perfect, huh? Well, let's fix that. I know how to fix that. That's a Unix system. I know this. I'm gonna have to click a little bit to do it, but that guy and that guy. And all the way around, I gotta do this. Okay, and then I just pulled it all back until there. Now we're perfectly sealed in. Good. And this is the stage area that will also have a screen in it. Okay, and we got the smooth stairs leading right into it. And the stage is going to take up most of this room. It might even be like a wraparound stage that goes all the way around, or you'll just be expected to stand in the front with a big old screen there and some interesting geometry going around it too. So how am I doing on time today? I have about 30 minutes. I can block out more of the stage and perhaps get the actual stage structure built and some of the things along it, and keep working my way up to the bake. And it's nice seeing that dark room over there, because it looks way too dark, like the lights are off, but the lights are off. That means that my scene so far isn't too bright, and I want to contrast these blues with pinks. So the stage is probably going to be a lot of pinks and blues, and that's what I need to be thinking about as I think of the structure here. And the stage needs to be... It needs a big old screen. Yeah. So let's think about this. Ooh, okay, I have an idea. This doesn't have to be a normal stage now, does it? It could be a floating rectangle. Yeah, let's see what we can do with that. So to do the shape that I have in mind, I'm going to take a rectangle and say let's be about this big. Okay, that might do it for the stage after I have the lighting all around it and the decorations all around it. Right now, this room where the people are meant to be performing up on the stage, or the screen could be up there. There's not a lot of light coming from anywhere else. That might be okay, or we might want some blue. We want the round shapes, so I need to figure out a way to get lots and lots of round shapes in here. One way to start us off is to do this. We don't need the back to this. There's a round shape of this thing. We don't need that. But this we could bevel. Cool, now we're round on the front. Okay. I'm just visualizing this. It's a bravery test because I'm thinking of adding a whole bunch of red lights and some really extravagant splines going from there to there. I don't know though. I also need to get some roundness on the floor. Okay. Maybe I should add more of these twisty pillars that I have over here. No, that's boring. Let's do something new. Maybe something similar, but something that's not the same. Oh. I'm still not quite sure. I need a light source too, so whatever I add in here has got to emit light. And therefore, it's got to cast cool shadows. Okay, well, I don't want to get hung up on trying to concept out what I'm going to do here for too long. I only have about 20 minutes left in the stream here. I probably shouldn't merge everything together until after I figure this out, though. So this might be what I do for the last 20 minutes here, is just figure out what's going on in this room. First of all, let's put somebody on the stage so we don't lose track of how big this room is. So I'll make a capsule object. I'll make it 6 feet 2 inches tall. And I'll make it that wide. So that's how big a person is. And there's a person on the floor. Well, we would be way down here. This is actually a very large room. It's a good thing that I put this person in here to test that out. Okay, so I have a lot of room to work with here. I could make a cool ramp that you walk up and stand on. I could do that. It might look weird from this view, though, when you see a catwalk going straight across the middle of this thing. I'm thinking now of giant faces and giant hands coming up from the sides of this thing. I also need to think about maybe my stage is protruding too much now, if the people are only this big. Nah, actually, that stage looks pretty comfortable size. You don't want the stage to be too small. I like the shadows. This is the dilemma that I'm facing. I like the shadows that are coming from that stage. When I add more light sources, it's going to destroy those shadows, because there'd be a bunch of shadows happening then. And I need to figure out how to keep that looking nice. Another thing I need to figure out is this ground area is so large that I need to break it up. And I could probably do with some of that breaking it up stuff over here in the adjacent area, because it is also a large ground area, which is bad for the bake, but it also means that it needs detailing. It's not breaking for the bake. Oh, okay. Oh man, I just had an idea. So this room, it could use some orange lights, and the orange lights, if they go straight here, they can go into there, and then maybe they could glow. Let's try some of that. Okay. I got 15 minutes here to try an idea with a curved line that goes through here into there. That could be a light, is the idea. If that's a light, the shape should probably be smaller. Dude! Is Arnold Renderer making that actually emit light just because I set the material to emissive? I believe that it is. Wow, man, that makes the amount of LED lights that I can create and bake into an environment, unbound. So easy to do. I can't believe that. That's what I'm seeing. I gotta zoom in on the wall just to make sure that I'm seeing this correctly, man. It has that power? It has that power. Wow. Wow. And that's a GLTF material. That's not even a full-on PBR material. Okay. Cool. That means that when I clone this to the other side, it's going to automatically emit light over there too. That is wonderful. I can now make my wildest dreams come true with this new... And look, it's even lighting up the room that it's going through. And that line that I have that planned to put along the ground that goes all the way over to... let me try to center myself with my camera. Sorry for falling off frame there. That line that I want to put that goes from spawn all the way to the concert area. Easy peasy. Okay, and I should be able to do a cool thing around the stage too. Nice. So how's this looking with these lights in it? Looking good. I think I could do 2 more though. Let's do 2 more. That may be sufficient. I'm happy that I tried that emissive thing. That's wonderful. I'm going to be doing a lot of that. Before I clone these things, I'll fix that later. These caps there. I just had a thought. Let's use this glowing material ability right away. I'll grab this thing, move it over here. I'll reset its rotation and throw it into the wall. And I'm just going to assign this glowing material to it, and it's going to be amazing once I hit F9, right? Yep. I have found the solution of what I'm going to do in this room. It's going to be very similar to the hallway that's right next to it, but this room is going to be have glowing balls set into the walls, while that other one only had non-glowing balls. And I think I might make all the glowing balls pink, but it might be interesting to make some of the glowing balls pink and some of them blue. This is cool. Now, do I need so many polygons if the balls are glowing? Yeah, I think so. I think I'll be okay. I don't think that the polygon count is too insane in this room. So if I grab the spheres and I make the spheres go all the way around, I'm going to have a very vibrant pink glow coming from the room itself around that stage. The stage will be somewhat protected from that pink though, because it has those walls, so the stage will be the highlight. So yeah, now do I need glowing balls on the ceiling as well as the walls? I might. Let's take a shot of the ceiling here. Maybe not. I'm just going to put glowing balls on the wall because I don't want to overdo it and ruin the cool lighting that I do have going on here. So let's make a few more of these glowing balls. Pink color. I did not know it was that easy to make these emissive materials with that renderer. That is super easy. Unlimited power. So how does my boring wall look now? How about that? It looks super pink. And yeah, I would drown things out if I had a bunch of those on the ceiling too. But only there, over there on the wall, it might be fine. This is the contrast that I was looking for with the blues into the pinks, going from the hallway into that room. My floor is going to need some help, and my ceiling is probably going to need some help. By that, I mean detailing. But besides that, things are coming together much nicer than I expected. So to get these things over to the other wall, I can just do this. We got them on both sides, which means that this room will be super pink. That's about as pink as it's going to get, too. I'm going to be adding some white lights to it next, I believe. Or not. It's looking pretty good. That stage might be too high. Let me see what I can do about that. Okay, so technically I can do that, but does that look lame? Yeah, that's too far. Something like that. I think that's better because now the people on the stage don't seem so far away from the people that are there not on the stage. From out here, it'll make it look better as well, I believe. Yep. Maybe not. But I like it. I like that. It's about time to wrap up the stream. Let me turn down the detail on this. Is it too late for me to turn the detail? It's too late for me to turn on the detail on that. That's okay. I'll roll with it. I think that I'm going to be fine with the poly count. Now, I could do so many interesting things. Let me just show you before I end the stream here the amount of interesting things that I can do. The ground. Let's make a really cool thing on the ground. I'm going to go about 5 minutes over here as I show the different ways that I could use the power of these emissive materials that I just found. Here, we got a circle on the ground here. Let's raise it up a little bit like that. And I'll even center it. Let's make a circle, because I am going to make a loft to be another LED light on the ground. Like so. You know what? I don't need to do a loft. I could just do a tube. What is this shape? The shape is a ring, isn't it? Oh, that's not what I want. I could do a glowing torus knot. Okay, anyways, I wanted to just show this because I am going over time here. Control Z to get my circle back. I can't get my circle back. Let's do exactly what I was doing a second ago. Why can't I find this shape? I mean, it should be easy. A tube isn't it? Because a tube is like a cylinder, right? I want it to be round. A cone, a sphere, a torus. Oh, it's a torus. A torus is what I want. Okay, so let's make this torus right here in the center of the room. It doesn't have to be very big. Move it above the surface. And I'll increase the sides. Oh, not the sides. That one. Okay, now I'm going to assign the, I'll go with the pink. No, I want to do a new one. Let's do green. And all I have to do is set the green to what I want it to glow as, or set the emission to the color that I want it to glow as, assign it to my object. It looks regular in this view, but as soon as I press this button, it actually emits light. Now if I made it bigger, it would emit more light, and that's what I'm going to play around with right now. So I'll grab this thing and say, hey, let's make you bigger, like that. How much light are you going to emit now? It's actually emitting a good amount of light, just not on the ground because it's set into the ground. If I made it above the ground, then it's going to be casting light downward. There it is. So that's cool, man. I can make them. I don't actually want it to cast light downward. In most cases, but in some cases I do. So let's see here. Push this down to be just up there. How's that look? That looks pretty good. Now the interesting thing is I can bake it without the geometry. So I could actually use a ring, a high polygon ring for a light source and then just not merge it in when I do my bake. And that will allow me to do any shape light source and not have to worry about the poly count, which is awesome. The green circle on the ground, I would probably end up doing something like that, but I don't think green. And it will probably be sunk into the ground more like this. Perhaps something like that. I'm not sure yet, but I'm definitely going to be able to do a lot with these emissive textured lights. I have to go into here and change this to be red glow. Cool. It is still the same material, right? Yeah. Cancel. I can glow any color. Yeah, and I need to do some tests. I'm very confident it's going to bake out into the light bakes, but I need to do some tests with that. So, to wrap up the stream for today, I'll take some rendered shots out of here and post them to Twitter for today's progress update. But here it is. This is the final room. I still need to add some detail to the floor, and there's a bunch of different ways. That's going to be a lot of fun to do. But this final room is kind of like two rooms. We got another big hallway here, and then that big stage area. I used the same techniques that I used in the adjacent room because I'm going to be doing the same kind of bake. So the lots of round stuff, and lots of lighting hitting that solid colors, because the solid colors go good in bakes. Something I did unique in this room that I didn't do in the other rooms are these emissive textures, which I'll find out how well they work over the weekend, and I'll share it on Twitter and during the next stream about how it went down, but I'm pretty confident it's going to go well. And this environment should be done next week and on a parcel and ready to go. You know what? I don't know. Maybe after, because I'm doing a lot of the art side right now, maybe after I get into the play canvas, I'll do another session or two on it, just in rigging up environment sounds and things like that, and interesting animations and stuff that happen in the environment. Because tying everything together, you know, and using everything that is at your disposal is what maximizes the epicness, right? You gotta do epic stuff for it to be epic. So perhaps getting this into play canvas and onto the parcel as a web world will just be the first step, and then there'll be some more tweaks after that. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'll render out these screenshots off stream and post them, and I'll see you all next week right here, 9 a.m. Pacific time on the stream. Later on, everybody.